Black River is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Located in Ivanhoe, North Carolina, one of the tributaries to the Cape Fear River. My grandpa used to take me and my father fishing for brim here as a kid. I didn't realize that he bought that beautiful wooden boat when he was 71 years old. Some of the best things in life don't have to come when we're young. And this church that was established in 1740 is still full of life, caring about its environment as much or more than other congregations in the Presbyterian. Watch what the Holy Spirit is doing in this church and see if you are as inspired as I am.
I've never known a church that served a meal after worship like this. And I think that's a real highlight of this church. For one thing, it's a country church. And a lot of these people don't just bump into each other during the week. They live kind of a little distance away. So about the only time they may see each other is on a Sunday morning. So it gives a good time for them to get together, to converse, to meet, to talk about what's going on in the community when they haven't really seen each other during the week.
We're the only church in the whole Presbyterian that is green. And I keep trying to get people interested. And it's actually, in a way, it's a lot easier being a small church. We can do a lot of this stuff. But there's some things that the big churches can do that we can't do. So it's really not that big of a deal to just go green. And it's so earth sustaining. I mean, God gave us this earth to take care of. You know, it's on loan. We're not owners. So that's what we try and do our part. And it's actually pretty fun. We plant flowers, and our parking lot is not paved. That's another thing that we give. We just park on the grass. And we plant trees. So, yeah. We looked at the application, and we were already 3/4 there with the stuff that we had done. So it wasn't really a big stretch to get everything. There's several different categories that you have to fulfill. So we don't have bulletins. We have recyclable communion cups. You know, we don't throw that. We use plates that we don't throw away, real plates, so we don't have the plastic. We're a wildlife refuge. We have a little wildlife sign in the front that gives us a wildlife refuge. We do the community garden, which is organic. If you actually look, of course, picking up trash is really good. There's community outreaches. If you have a big group of churches, you could probably have a huge community garden. You know, they have a lot of churches have a lot of land that's probably not in the best use. And there's ways to do that kind of stuff and get the community involved. And I would suggest that people go online to the PCUSA and just look up Earth Care. And there's a whole website just for that, just for Earth Care. And it'll tell you exactly what you need to do to sign up. It's a good way to commit to the earth. And it really brings a lot of fellowship too. I mean, we have a lot of fun doing the Earth Care.
It's a very historic and sentimental church to all of us. We try to keep it going, and we have ministers every Sunday, church services at 11, and we're blessed with the talent of carpenters and roofers, and keep it going.
My family, Corbett's, the Devons, and Thomas Corbett gave the property for the church. You had to be on your deathbed not to go to church. Well, it was last spring, about this time of year, and we raised some money for Pretty in Pink, and then we got a community garden back here, and this community has always been helping each other.
Well, tell me about what made you fall in love with this place.
The pace and the small and tight community. It's, you know, Houston has 4.5 million people and traffic jams and neighbors that don't know each other's names. And it's just a completely different culture and world here.
My mother grew up in Ivanhoe, and She was the youngest of 9 children, and my granddaddy and my grandma were like very institutional in this church. Grandma played the piano. My mother learned to play the piano in this church and played for years, and you know how that goes. So there are a lot of elderly people that are shut-ins that never get out, and they get a lot of fresh produce out of this garden. So we have a good little partnership going. And that's part of, you know, what attracts me to this area, to this church. And I do enjoy the small church. I am in Ivanhoe because small is beautiful, so this church kind of fits in. Yeah. So it's part of it. So I'm a small organic farmer, so a small organic church is just what I needed.